And some people wonder why I keep my head down and mind my own business. This movie is the perfect scenario! Welcome back to Mr. J's Humble Opinion Movie Reviews. And this time we're checking out A Simple Favor. Now, I expected this to be sort of lighthearted because Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively were starring in it. And then I saw the commercial for it and figured, okay, they're stepping out of their element. Turns out I was right the first time. It's a murder mystery comedy with suspense, romance, action. It's no. This is where my head stops working. It's a guy's chick flick. That's the best way I can describe it. It paints itself as a chick flick, but as a guy, I really enjoyed it. I mean, we all know Anna Kendrick. She's one of the Twilight characters from, well, she's a side character from Twilight, is what I'm trying to say. And she's bubbly and geeky and funny. And she brought her full Anna Kendrickness to this role. She plays a single mom, but honestly, I thought she was too young looking to be a mom. She looked more like a big sister who got saddled with the kid when mom and dad died. Turns out, no. She's what you see is what you get, and more. As for Blake Lively, I've only seen her in Green Lantern, where she was pretty good, and The Shallows, where she was really good, and here, she's awesome. I honestly couldn't picture her as a sociopathic femme fatale, but now I think it would be a mistake not to cast her as a new La Femme Nikita. Now, some of you might not know what that is. Feel free to look it up. It's kind of an old spy thriller, and honestly, I think she'd make a good new Nikita. She's that good in this flick. Not only is she intimidating, but she's sympathetic. I didn't know whether to run away from her or let her cry on my shoulder. She's so good. The guy playing Lively's husband, he was good. I didn't know whether he was a patsy or a partner, saint or sinner. I didn't know whether to suspect him or feel sorry for him. He had me guessing as well. The rest of the cast, spot on. They all brought their A game. Some of them formed kind of a pseudo-Greek choir to provide a bit of comedy, while others dropped in for some quick plot uh, exposition. But they weren't, I want to say, obvious or in your face or obnoxious. They weren't obnoxious about it. They did their parts and were really integral to the plot. There were even a couple kids who weren't insufferable. They were just kids being kids. And it did get a little tear-jerking in places to watch them. See the movie, you'll know what I mean. As for the story, it's about 2 hours long, and while it feels long, you can't cut anything because it all fits together. It's like a massive puzzle. And when you do get all the pieces to fit together, it's an unbelievably awesome story. Honestly, if it hadn't been so clean, I'd swear I were watching an old grindhouse flick in the vein of Death Proof, an equally good film. Especially when the music kicked in. At the beginning and end, that music was straight out of the grindhouse. And it fit the tone of the film like a velvet glove. Honestly, if more chick flicks were like this, more guys would see them. I honestly don't know what else to say about this film, except you should really see it at least once. And if you're going to see it more than once, it'll be fun. How do I put this? It'll be fun spotting all the pieces before they fall into place, puzzle-wise. Bottom line, this was one of the best movies of this type I've seen in a long time. If you're a ravenous devourer of fare like Law and Order, JAG, CSI, now you get to see the story's perspective from one of the side characters that the main characters usually suspect. This is Mr. J, signing out and reminding you to avoid doing simple favors, because 9 times out of 10, it's just a simple favor, but there's always the possibility of that 10th time when you find out your best friend is a sociopath. Good night, folks.